Hello everyone, this is Preeti from Ediru and I'm a Java and Merl full stack trainer. Today in this session, we are going to learn what is front-end and what is back-end, what is web development. Okay, so let's start with web development. This is the contents which I am going to explain in this session. First, I'll be going with the definition and introduction part and the classification, front-end roadmap, back-end roadmap, and full stack developer, what does a developer do, and which are the tools are used, and lastly we will conclude this session. Okay, so firstly I'll just go with the definition over here. The word web development is made up of two words. Can you see the two words here, web and development? Web, it refers to websites, web pages, or anything that works over the internet. That is what we call this as a web. And development means building the application from scratch. That is what the development refers to. Okay, this is all. Web development includes coding, testing, programming, layout, homepage, SEO, and navigation and content part also. Okay, which includes overall the web development, which includes this part of things. Okay, so after this I'll just give brief introduction about the web development. Web development refers to the building, creating, and maintaining websites. It includes aspects such as web design, web publishing, and web programming and database management. Web development, already you know the definition. If I am making one website means there is like a building, creation, maintaining of websites is very necessary. So that is what it meant for. Okay. Next, it is the creation of an application that works over the internet, that is websites. Normally, if you see everything over the internet which will be working, correct, as a website itself. Like lot of websites will be available in the market. See, if you go for online shopping, very like grocery shopping, just Blinkit we have, and Amazon, Flipkart, many other things. These are websites, how it is working to the web development itself. We are creating the applications. Next, the term development is usually reserved for the actual construction of these things. That is to say, the programming of sites. Programming of sites. If I wanted to develop a web, how we can develop? Through the languages. What are the basic tool involved are programming languages only called HTML, CSS and JavaScript. HTML is a hypertext markup language and CSS will be cascading style sheets. And one more we have, that is JavaScript. These are the front-end languages which involves for a web development. Got the point now? Okay, let's see how it will be working. The process, the web development process. Firstly, we will be collecting a collection of information. Information first we need to collect. What are the information should be collected? So very simple. I just I wanted to use a website over the internet means definitely we need to see the theme, layout, what are the things to be added, what are not added, everything we need to connect it first. Then planning the site map, plan it properly. Second thing is planning the sitemap. Third one, design the layout properly. Home page should come here, about page should come here. The everything should be designing layout. You make the layout first. Then going to the development. Write the code, whatever you wanted to. You decided first layout, then write the code through the HTML, CSS and JavaScript. Then after that what I'll do? I'll go with the content part, content creation. It's very important. Okay, content creation. Then go for testing and launching. After testing the application, we will be proceeding through the launch itself. Then maintenance. Lastly, it comes to the maintenance part. Maintenance is very important nowadays, guys. This maintenance is very important in the software development life cycle. So without a maintenance, you created one website or one application without proper maintenance means it is flop website or application. Okay, this is very important in the web development process. Next, we are moving ahead with the classification. Web development can be classified into two ways. What are the ways, everybody? It's very simple. First as front-end development, second as back-end development. This is very important. Front-end development, the part of a website that the user interacts directly is termed as front-end. It is also referred to as the client side. What we say? Client side of the application. Coming to the back-end part, back-end development is the server side of a website. It is a part of the website that users cannot see and interact, which means it is directly interacted, it is indirectly interacted. It is a portion of a software that does not come in direct contact with the users. It is used to store and arrange data. Okay, there are like two classification over here, front end and back end part. Front end will be directly interacted. Here it is indirectly interacted. This is a client side of application. Okay, understood? It's the backend part and front end part. Next, so what is the front end roadmap? Very essential part of the front end part. Front end, usually we will divide these three languages. So see here, HTML, CSS and JavaScript. In CSS, we will be having library, framework also and preprocessor also. In the library comes, it is like a pure CSS only. In the framework, a lot of frameworks are available in the market, but usually nowadays they are using Tailwind CSS, Bootstrap. Nowadays, there two frameworks are very popular nowadays. So in the EduRope, we are learning Tailwind CSS. Okay, Bootstrap, Bulma, Foundation, Materialize CSS, Semantic UI, Tailwind CSS. These are the frameworks only. Lot of frameworks are available, but we are learning basic thing as a Tailwind CSS. Okay, CSS preprocessor. Like do we have here SAS and less. We are learning here also. In the JavaScript, the like we divide ECMAScript ES6. The 6 is the version, latest version, not the latest one. There are like many versions will be there, but this is the compatible version. ECMAScript 6. And TypeScript we have package manager as we have like npm and JS frameworks will be available. AngularJS, ReactJS, Vue.js, very important. In the JS library, jQuery, script, p5.js, d3.js, underscore.js, Lodash, and lastly fabric.js. There are like many libraries were available. Okay, in the market, you can go through any libraries. Okay, in this JavaScript library, we have explicitly we have jQuery. jQuery includes UI, mobile, plugins. UI means user interface. Everything it is interacting with the users itself. That is what UI we say. Okay. These all things you are learning here. In the JS framework, we explicitly in EduLoop Institute, we are teaching React.js. Very more like nowadays, it is a more popular framework. Okay, that is the reason. This is, if you know this roadmap, definitely you are understanding what is front end part. If you know this, not all the languages necessary. What are the important things you need to know? Correct? Next, HTML you know already. HTML stands for Hypertext Markup Language. It is used to design the front-end portion of a web pages using markup language. Markup means it is a predefined one, ready-made language we call. HTML is a ready-made language because all the tags in the software it is ready-madely available. It acts as a skeleton for a website since it is used to make the structure of a website. It is acting like a skeleton. Without this HTML, I cannot go for CSS also. Exactly. Without this HTML, I cannot go for JavaScript also. It's not possible. It is interconnected. Okay. And CSS. Coming to the CSS, cascading style sheets, fondly referred to as a CSS. Is a simply designed language intended to simplify the process of making web pages presentable. It is used to style our websites also. JavaScript. JavaScript is a scripting language used to provide a dynamic behavior to our website. This is very important. Yeah, JavaScript is a scripting language used to provide a dynamic behavior to our website. Always it is giving a dynamic behavior over the website itself. These three are the front-end roadmaps. Already you know that. Already we discussed it. Okay. Next, Bootstrap is a framework and it is a free and open source tool collection for creating responsive websites and web applications. This is very important. Whichever you framework you take, like it should be a responsive for the web development. Okay, then only we can say it is a good website. Otherwise, it is a not good website. Correct? It is the most popular CSS framework for developing responsive mobile first websites. Why they call it as mobile first website means if you see the websites in the mobile, it should be responsive. Nowadays, the websites are perfect for all browsers. Nowadays, the latest versions will be supporting. Okay, Internet Explorer we have Firefox and Chrome, and for all size of screens like desktops, tabs, phablets, and phones also. Smartphones which you are using. Tablets means tabs which you are using it. That will be should be fitted for all type of screens. And this is like in the Bootstrap latest version it is released as Bootstrap 5. The older version will be 4. Okay, whichever you can use it. Lightweight, we will be having a Tailwind CSS also. So what is the difference between Bootstrap and Tailwind CSS? Very important, guys. Uh, like both will be not having a equal weightage. Equal weightage no. So I prefer Tailwind CSS is the best designing purpose. Everything. Okay, compared to the Bootstrap. So in Nadiru, you are learning Tailwind CSS. Next, understood about the front-end roadmap. In that front-end roadmap only, we will be having some frameworks and libraries. What are the frameworks? AngularJS we have, React.js we have, Vue.js, jQuery, Bootstrap, Material UI, Tailwind CSS, jQuery UI. These all will be having in the market. But in EduRope, you are learning React.js and Tailwind CSS. These two we will be including in our the lessons. Okay. Next, you learned about front-end roadmap. Now we are going through back-end roadmap. Very simple. backend comes, when I'm talking about backend, it will be a completely programming languages only. Because I already told you people, backend should be not directly interacting with the user. It is indirectly we can interact. Okay. So there are like many programming languages will be there in the market, but so there are like most important languages will be also there. PHP, Node.js, Python, Ruby, Java, Golang, and C hash and storage. Okay. So in the PHP package manager, like composer, testing testing unit will be PHP here. A framework will be Laravel for the PHP I am talking about, and PHP CMS, WordPress, Joomla, Drupal, Magento. So these are the things which includes in the PHP backend language. And coming to the Node.js, this is very important. Okay, I'm just marking it because we are teaching here, and this is also, and this is also Java. Okay, so now coming to the part Node.js, second programming language. Framework we have Express, package manager we are using here too. NPM and both the package managers we are using in the Node.js. Coming to the Python, Python if you are using a backend language, you are learning it, then the frameworks comes like Django and Flask. Package manager will be pip. Pip installation happening when you're using the Python. Ruby. Ruby on Rails. The framework is Ruby on Rails. Java. What is the framework? Spring you are using. Okay. Golang. Golang is also programming language which you are not learning over here. Okay. C hash. C hash framework is .NET. Storage. Storage will be having we will be having a storage over here. Both you are learning. Both the side you are learning. Okay. I'll just make it a mark over here. Okay. Storage. Storage in the storage, you will be having NoSQL and relational database also. Here you are learning both. In our session, in our EduLoop, you are learning both. NoSQL you are learning as a MongoDB, very important. Okay, and in relational database you are learning here MySQL. I'm marking it because here we are teaching it. PostgreSQL and MariaDB and MySQL. Got the point? Okay. So this is the backend roadmap. An explanation. Backend roadmap. What are the languages? The explanation I'm going to explain it now. PHP. PHP, the first language we used as a backend roadmap, is a server-side scripting language designed specifically for a web development. PHP. Next, coming to the Java. Java is one of the most popular programming language, widely used as a programming language also. It is highly scalable. Nowadays, Java is popular. And going to the Python. Python is also programming language that lets you work quickly and integrate systems more efficiently. I will be not talking about, I will not say that Java and Python are like comparison. Comparison I cannot do because it will be having equal weightage. Some applications will be very uh, like defined with the Java. Some applications are very defined with Python also. I will be giving equal weightage. I will not compare. Okay. Node.js is an open source and cross-platform runtime environment for executing JavaScript code outside of a browser. So this is in nowadays, you see that Instagram, WhatsApp, everything it is completely made up of the small. almost. You just see the frameworks they used, whatever they are using it through the MERN stack itself nowadays. That MERN stack, so if you have the internet also, the both every programming language will work. If you're not having the internet also, sometimes the MERN will be working. That is the more advantages. That is the more advantage. If you see that Insta Reels, like you turn off the internet and see the Insta Reels. It will be working for some minutes. It will be working. That see if you turn off the internet also something it is working. It is made up of what? MERN only. Nowadays everyone is using MERN. Everyone is back of MERN itself. So that is the reason you have to learn MERN carefully. Okay. The next backend frameworks. What are the backend frameworks we have here? Very important. The list of backend frameworks are Express. Express if you are using it is completely MERN, and Django. Python if you are using Django framework you are using. Ruby if you are using Rails. PHP you are using Laravel. Java if you are using Spring. These are the front backend frameworks. Okay. Next, coming to the what is exactly full stack developer means. How to become a full stack developer? Some will be having some questions. How to become a full stack developer? What is the definition of a full stack developer? So I'll just explain it. Full stack developer is someone familiar with both front end and back end development. Very important. They are generalists, adept at wearing both hats, and familiar with every layer of development. Obviously, employers want to hire full stack developers. According to an Indeed study, they are the fourth most in demand job in tech. Definitely. See, whom to call full stack developer means I'll just tell you people if you know front end and back end both very well, then you are a very good full stack developer. You have to know every layer of a development, each and everything. And suppose they wanted to hire you people, how they can recognize you're a very good developer? You need to know both the things. Then only they can judge you people, right? The same thing. And it is in the market. It is in the demand. Full stack developer. It is in the demand. Okay. The next, if the title is contentious, it's the it's in the generalist nature of the position. Developers who specialize in the front end or a back end often bristle at the notion that someone could be equally adept at both. The expression jack of all trades, master of none comes to mind. What it means? Jack of all trades, master of none means. I'll tell you, don't worry. Jack of all trades, master of none means if you know front end and back end, all languages you know, but you are not master in that language. At least one language you have to be very strong, master in that subject, master in that language. Then only you will be very good full stack developer. Next, you learned, you understood what it is exactly full stack developer. Then coming back to the web developer. What does web developer do here? First thing, translating wireframe designs into working code. And second, creating the architecture and content of a site. Third, building in functionality and responsivity. Making site go live. updating and renovating sites, troubleshooting and fixing bugs, and glitches also. Sometimes I'll tell you people, web developer, he has to be knowing exactly what I need to design. That is what translating wireframe designs into working code. The designs make a layout first, then design it properly, then execute in the code. Creating architecture and content of a site. I told you HTML is only used for the content part of things. That content you have to be creating the very nice manner, very good manner. Okay. Next, building in functionality and responsibility. You are building some code that should be functionally it is working on the internet, and it should be responsible for the all mobiles, all the tablets, phablets, desktop, everything. It should be responsible to all electronic devices. Okay, and making that site to go live. You are creating your own code with the local host itself, but you should be deploy deployable. It should be deployable to weave the users. They have to use weave, right? Your website, whatever you have created, that should be going as a live itself. Okay, and updating and renovating sites. You created one website. Again, you have to update the themes also, right? Correct? That should be happening in the websites. And troubleshooting, fixing bugs and glitches. Suppose I created simply one application. After that, I don't know about updating the things. I don't know about fixing bugs. Then there is no use. There is no use. Correct? Web developer means you have to know everything. How to fix it up, how to update the things, how to renovate the things. Every glitches you have to know. Everything you have to know. That is what the web developer means. So if you wanted to become a good web developer, you have to know these things. Make a point, make a list over here. These are very important lists are there. Okay. Next, what are the tools will be used? WordPress you can use for the web designing, Joomla, Drupal, Typo 3. Adobe Experience Manager also you can use. Sketch, a toolkit for digital designs. InVision Cloud, like it's like popular one only, a leading digital product design platform. Sublime Text, a code editor for advanced website design. Sublime Text or Visual Studio Code you can use. And Foundation, a family of front-end frameworks. Chrome DevTools, Chrome development tools, the tools from the popular browser that facilitate web development. Google Chrome is a popular browser itself nowadays. Everything we are searching on the this Google Chrome itself. It is more convenient, right? That is the reason we are using it. These are all tools we can use for the web designing. Okay. Rather than that also, we can use these things also. Okay. So lastly, we will conclude here. In today's web development, a good page design is essential. See, the people are asking very nice layout, very good design. Then it is necessary to design a good page, correct? A bad design will lead to the loss of visitors, and that can be lead to loss of business also. In general, a good page layout has to satisfy the basic elements of good page design. If you wanted to, a very good developer means you need to know very good page design. Then only the client will be happy, the visitors will be happy, and you will be making a very good business. Otherwise, it's just a reverse of that. Correct? It happens. You have to know page design very nicely. Next thing, this includes color, contrast, text organization, font selection, style of a page, page size, graphics used, and consistency. in order to create a well-designed page for a specific audience. This is all it is included. Okay, without these things and all, we cannot go for web design also. Finally, I just want to conclude here. If you want a good web developer or a full stack developer, you need to know at least the roadmap. What are the things to be added, what not to be added, everything. Okay. Uh, in today's session, you learned what is front end, what is back end, and the roadmaps. What are the advantages over here, and finally, what is a web developer? What are the things they are doing it? What is a full stack developer? What are the things they are doing it? Then we will conclude it here. Thank you. In next sessions, you are learning a lot of things over here. Just stay tuned. Thank you.